Hi, I'm Passerin. I recently animated a scene from Black Fist issue number 1, and in this video I'm going to document how I made it and compare my process to other people who make cartoons. I always start off with a kind of storyboard slash animatic pass, and you'll see here the shot I've designated as the money shot gets the most frames. A lot of the shapes and movements here are in my comfort zone. They let the people I'm working with know what I'm about, right? And by handling the project this way, by putting a bunch more labor into the shot, it's going to guarantee that later down the line we get it really right, really punch the energy with it. It's like how Kid Gohan is stronger than Kid Goku because he gets training in early. After some back and forth with Isaac about what we want to keep and what we want to change, I get started on the rough animation pass. Most of how I work is straight ahead animation, as opposed to pose to pose. Because it was just me handling this scene, this decision mainly comes down to preference. Some might say handling animations this way is bad for an entire project because there's a couple things that are tougher to animate with straight ahead. But I'm a big advocate for good art being accomplishable 1,000 different ways, and this is what's best for me. And then you can see here for that money shot we were talking about earlier, we decided to change the movement to this wicked collar grab and triple punch, way different from what's in the comic, just taking full advantage of the medium and exploring it as much as I can. The journey of finding those punches is what I really enjoy about animation. And now that I'm on the other side of the project, I'm actually really happy what I did is different from what's in the comic, because the punches in the comics takes full advantage of what's possible in comics. They're both really cool in different ways. After improving the roughs a little bit to put characters more on model to the comic, I jumped into coloring. In the 90s, once Xerox technology became available for use in big productions like Akira, 101 Dalmatians, Dragon Ball, animators had this little window in history where their original drawings were respected as much as possible and taken to the big screen as they were. And the practice saved a lot of time. And you know, we indie, we love saving some time. But, more importantly, I made the decision to keep the roughs as they were because this scene actually benefits from the grunge of messy line work. Like, I feel if I did do a pass where I cleaned up all the lines, it would feel a lot different. Like, if I was pitching this to a studio, I would be fighting tooth and nail for the animator's original drawings to be used in fight sequences. If you're like me and you're interested in trying out this technique to see how it looks, Fill Bucket is a nightmare, but lasso tool filling is not that bad. Give it a shot. In animation productions that involve shading, you'll see a bunch of production materials with all these colored lines and sections that are instructions for whoever handles the shot next to do their step of the coloring. And sometimes they're very complex, and it's important that they are because the more thorough you are with these instructions, the better everybody understands what the final product is supposed to come out like. The bad news is, I'm one guy and I'm already breaking my back. I can't dedicate a lot of time to shading, but the good news is, I'm one guy, and I have a lot of really cool tricks when it comes to shading. If I'm confident enough about my flat color pass, I basically have permission to draw outside of the character as much as I want. And now that I'm not focused on the shadow respecting the silhouette of the character, I can focus on those areas where dark meets light. And I can stay loose with it. I have a lot of trial and error at my disposal. Can I push it this way? Does the shadow need to come back a little bit? I can find out. And none of it takes too much time. The other bad news is I forgot this animation file had 30 layers in it, and all of those layers needed a shadow. So this Toon Boom file is kind of horrific now, and I don't like opening it anymore. Learn from my mistakes. Messy animation files, that's a day in the life, that's no big deal. Alright, now we get into compositing. I love this step because the vision we've had for the scene the whole time finally starts snapping into place. I tweak the colors, apply the shadows, throw blur on the smoke, handle lighting effects on the muzzle flares to make them pop, throw in the voice acting and the sound effects. The list goes on for quite a while. You can spend forever here if you're not careful. Like, if you're someone with a lot of compositing techniques, you know, it sucks having to pick and choose them. But I picked and choosed, and after all's said and done, y'all really liked the results, so I'm happy I could make and share this cool thing with you. I'm looking forward to working with Isaac again in the future, adapting more scenes, and maybe a whole show if y'all drum up enough noise. So we hecka appreciate you guys, and we can't wait for you to see what we have cooking up next.
Get him, where's he at?
Aim high!
What in hell?
What kind of Negro are you?
The pissed off kind.